Well, congratulations on your new album.
Oh, thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit about the background of Querum, Crimea, and what the inspiration for the album was.
Mm. The inspiration, as always in music, probably is love. Love, belief, and my huge wish to show the beauty of Crimean Tatar melodies, music, history, which for a long time was closed, changed, rewritten, and honestly, the world doesn't know about Crimean Tatar culture. Um, and that's why, for me, it's like my desire to create a strong voice from my homeland, Crimea, to desire to tell stories that were previously unknown or written, forgotten about. Uh, Honestly, it's treasure. It's my way as a singer, as a songwriter, to speak with my audience, to speak with the world. Maybe it sounds so loud, but yes, it's true. It's my way to show my feelings, my pain, my thoughts, everything.
I think probably Americans have a little bit of a consciousness of Crimea now with the war. Um, why don't you just explain a little bit for an American audience that probably doesn't know that much about Crimea and the Tatars
Hmm.
specifically, just a little bit of the history of who they are and a little bit about the
Hmm.
culture so that you can educate the audience a little bit about them.
Yeah, first of all, and let me kindly correct you. When you speak about Crimean Tatars, you can use only Crimean Tatars as a one word. Why? Because there are Tatar, it's a huge nation. They live in Kazakhstan, Tatarstan. It's huge. Crimean Tatar or Krymlı, it's another name of this nation. They live in Crimea, Ukraine, and these people in those ethnogenesis includes more than 40 nationalities and tribal unions, Tauri, Cimmerians, Stephens, and others. It's all my guys. Yeah, and this is a people, a very old region, and this indigenous people of Crimea, Ukraine. But now, unfortunately, it's very deplorable for the people because the people themselves, their language and culture, and are on the verge of destruction. That's why it's really important again to show to this language, this music. Um, what else? Yeah, we are indigenous people of
Of Crimea.
Ukraine, Crimea. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
and talk a little bit about the album. The album was almost lost actually during a shelling of
yeah,
of Kiev. So talk
yeah.
a little bit about what happened.
Oh, mm, the album, which had already reached the mixing process, remained under fire in Kiev region. I had recorded my latest album, Khrym, in the center of Kiev on February 24, when the Russian bombardment began, and the studio became out of bounds, and I could not get there to recover recordings with no physical copies yet made. And because it's we are working, we didn't expect that. Maybe we quite naive, but we didn't expect that. We were in the work on progress. On February 22, we left the studio and left all materials, all information, all vocal session, all instrumental tracks. We worked on were fully disclosed. For a long time, it was impossible to get to the studio in order to simply save all materials. No iCloud, no hard disk, no nothing, all materials only in the center of Kiev, literally under the fire. And only 2 weeks later, a sound engineer and record producer Sergei Kurtsenko can reach to this place, to the record studio, and he started to saving the material, but it was intermittent internet blackouts in Kiev, but we risked it. Honestly, literally, we risked it. And he was able to get, with the help of special permission, to get on the studio and start saving the songs. Yeah, unfortunately, Sergei died in this January because of the heart attack.
No.
Yeah, for me, it's huge lost, and because he strongly believed in this album, in this music. We worked together in every moment we can, every step in this process, like to collecting, to choosing, to record, to mixing, even mastering, and yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
the story is
So, and even when you were performing the debut of the album, that there was shelling
yeah.
going on, there was an air raid siren that happened. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
My next step after we mastered it, actually we mastered it in America studio, Gateway Studio, by Adam Ian. And my next step, of course, to perform, and not just to perform with the full orchestra. And by the way, more than 80 musicians performed with me on the stage. Symphony orchestra plus folk Crimean Tatar musicians. And for me, in that moment, in May, as you know, that Eurovision Song Contest was in Liverpool, and Liverpool government invite me with my album, with my music, to present album Khrym on the stage during the Eurovision. And it was world premiere of this album. But for me it was huge opportunity with BBC Philharmonic Orchestra on a stage to perform my music for 20,000 people in an open air stage. It sounds like a dream, and it was. But first of all, for me, it was as an artist. I wanna show to something more than in such an unhuman condition. We try to save our culture. Do you understand me? And that's why, for me, it was really important sign to the world to present this album in Kiev. Of course, I with my team, we understand that it's quite risky, but the first presentation of the album took place on May 5th in 2023, together with the National Symphony Orchestra of Ukraine, and in Kiev. But during the presentation, an air alert began, and drones flew over the opera house, and everyone was forced to go down to the bomb shelter. And despite this, the premiere still took place, and even a lot of international media were with me in the basement, such as Rolling Stone, and they can see this, how it can be to perform, to sing under the fire. It's for me, it sounds like, we even now don't understand that how important that moment was. But I think we need time to understand what happened, honestly, what happened in that day.
How has the war affected you personally?
Oh, I was at home, actually. I'm at home now, in this sofa in Kiev. My husband woke up me at 5 in the morning, and he said it started. The Russian began the war, and war is scary. War is always about our uncertainty, helplessness. You can scroll through a situation 100 times, tell yourself, I will be strong, don't give up, and so on. But, you don't know what is this exactly, because, in that moment, then he said to me, I immediately grabbed the children, had 2 boys. In that moment, 1.5 and 3 years old. Now they bigger. Yeah, almost 2 years after that day. And I was thinking, oh my God, what I have to do? I had to dress my children, make sandwiches. I'm just confused in this moment, and I was in shock. I remember that we decided to get in out of Kiev. It was almost night, and we were in a road, and a rocket flew in front of us, and we didn't know which way we have to go, forward, back. We don't know. It was a huge traffic jam, and a large number of cars stood still and did not move. It was absolutely helplessness. And with the beginning of the war, I lost my friend in Irpin, partially, an actor who played with me in the film Taste of Freedom, which will be actually released in the next year in February. He gave his how it's called, bulletproof vest to the children, and he was trying to save them. This is what very scary. And the men, regardless of their profession, musicians, actors, dancers, should take up arms to defend their country. It's insane. It's insane. I lost a very close friend of mine. He was like a brother for me, father of 3 daughters. So my experience of war, it's really scary.
What do you hope that you can communicate to an American audience about the war with this album? What would you like us to know?
Oh, what I want to say to Americans? Actually, it's a wonderful question. You know, look, I'm girl from small village, from small village, like it's called hinterland.
Hinterland, yeah.
Yeah, and can you imagine? It's happened that I'm a girl from the village who, from the age of 9 months, fell asleep to the music of such artists as Ella Fitzgerald, Bill Evans, Billie Holiday, and Miles Davis, and so on. You know, a lot of genius blues and jazz musicians, and soul, Stevie Wonder, or others. You know, this is absolutely outstanding American music that gave hope, incredible feelings. And yeah, my fact of my fact of my life, I grew up on it. Yes. And it became in that moment, it became mine. Do you know what I mean? Because I learned these songs by heart, and I started singing them, and I start to practice. For example, in a pop music, is a Whitney Houston, or jazz, Ella Fitzgerald. It's every song album. They gave me development as a vocalist, gave me this technique. And my message is that my album is in a language unfamiliar to Americans. Just in English was unfamiliar to me at that time in my village, in the Crimea. But in this music, I found truth. I found inspiration and my vision to live. This is exactly what I want to offer. Maybe it sounds so confident. Yes. Although I grew up on American music, now I want to offer to American public to listen Crimean Tatar music, which can be inspiration for someone in New York, Los Angeles, Baltimore, another city in USA. And maybe just as I fell asleep to Lullaby of Birdland by Ella Fitzgerald, someone will put their children to one of my songs from Crimea. Maybe I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks.
you can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.